Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another ARITZIA haul. My last ARITZIA haul I did in fall of 2022, so I will link that for you if you want to see the winter pieces that I picked up. But to be transparent, I basically only shop at ARITZIA twice a year, and that's when they do their biannual sales. I'll get a couple pieces in between here and there if there's something that I've been eyeing and really want to pick up, but mainly you'll catch me shopping when literally everything is on sale, which so happens to be around the November Black Friday timeframe for their winter fall one, and then they do one in early summer around the first week of June. So for the summer clientele, they're claiming that everything is 20 to 50% off, and that goes until Sunday, June 18th, and I got access in one of the first tiers, which was like the first week of June. Basically all of their brands go for 20% off, and then they have sale items for up to 50% off. So let's get into the few items that I picked up for this year's summer sale. I'm gonna break this down by clothing type. So we'll start with long sleeve tops, short sleeve tops, sleeveless tops, and then we'll get into pants and bottoms. The very first item we have here is the Group by Babaton Everyday Long Sleeve in the color black, and I got it in a size medium. So it has little ribbing details. Hopefully this will show up on camera. Very light ribbing details, and even though it's kind of a thin material, it still feels solid in a way. Like this is a kind of heavy piece here. It definitely has some weight when I hold it in the hand. So this feels really comfortable on. I think it's a really good length where it hits on the waist, and it's not too thin, not too thick. I'd say it's like kind of a medium layering piece if you want to use it like that, or definitely totally fine standalone. So really like this item. Definitely will be keeping it around in my collection. Pretty comfortable, and I could definitely see this as a staple piece. And as you'll see through these items, I'm definitely a basics girl. I pretty much only picked up basics, but that's literally what I wear. I also don't 100% love ARITZIA's more trendy pieces. They definitely go with those like some of their pieces you'll see that are very like micro trend and like very geared towards a younger crowd, and I'm not the biggest fan of those. I just like my staple basics. So that's pretty much all you're gonna see in this haul. So if you're also someone who's really into basics, I think ARITZIA is a great place to find those. So let's get into short sleeve shirts now. This is the Babaton Contour crew neck t-shirt. This is a cropped crew neck t-shirt, and I got it in the color black. This is actually one of the first things that I knew I wanted at this year's sale. I really wanted a cropped, kind of tighter, form-fitting black t-shirt, and so that's what I picked up. I knew I wanted something like this, and I'm happy that I got it. I got a medium because I wanted like something slightly oversized. I didn't want it to be like super tight form-fitting, but I think I could have gotten away with a small. It just wouldn't have. It would just be more of a tighter fit, so I'm kind of glad I went with the medium for this. I love their contour line. I absolutely love the material for it. It feels like a thick like Lululemon legging almost in terms of material. It's quite a casual material, but it's kind of that like athleisure material in a way, whereas like, well, you could work out in it, but it's more of like a casual wear type of thing. But you can also definitely just dress them up depending on the type of cut and color that you get. But I just wanted this solid staple black piece. I like how it fits. You can't really see lines underneath from like undergarments like a bra, etc., because the fabric it feels like it's double lined on the body of it, but then actually interestingly the sleeves feel only single lined, which is not really a big deal. You can't really tell a difference in the thickness. That's what makes their contour line so nice. It definitely does have like that nice luxurious feeling to it, and it looks really great on. I think it kind of cinches everything in, and just a great staple piece for me to have. Next up is the Babaton Everyday Hip t-shirt in the color black, and I got a size small for this. So I picked up this piece because I have this shirt in same color and same size in the cropped style, and I realized how frequently I wear it and how much I love it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of want to buy a backup of this. but I figured maybe that would be a little repetitive to get the same exact style. So I went with kind of the longer length, so it's not as cropped as the cropped one. The cropped one hits me kind of like right below the belly button, and then this new one fits me like a couple inches under that, so it's definitely more formal. And I even like to wear this one to like work events. Like it can definitely be dressed up because it's just a nice solid black tee. Just has like a nice fit to me. The material again is very soft, it's nice. It's not ribbed like the everyday long sleeve that I got, but it's just like a nice solid material, and definitely see this one as a staple for me. So kind of in the same vein, like I said, I really like my black Babaton everyday t-shirt, so that's why I got the little longer length one, so I can kind of wear it to more in a more formal way, or just if I don't want to wear like a cropped fit that day. So I also picked up the Babaton everyday t-shirt in the color birch, and I got the birch color because again, like I said, I love this t-shirt, the fit and everything. I bought the white one maybe a year ago, and that one was pretty see-through. I thought I could get away with it, so I kept it past the return date, but kind of realized that you can see through it. They're like single lined and kind of lightweight, so the black color works really well, but these lighter colors seem to be a hit or miss, and I was hoping that the birch you wouldn't be able to see through it, or just like if it wouldn't be as sheer. I was kind of hoping, but to me it is. And to some people it might be okay, but I just don't like that look where you can kind of see the details underneath. So you can even see like my fingers kind of can like see my hand. So because it kind of is visible with what's going on underneath, I am going to return this one, but I had high hopes for it. I wish their lighter colors were just a little more solid and opaque. Okay, and this is our final short sleeve tee here. This is the Sunday Best little rib t-shirt in the color white, and I got a size medium. So similar to really wanting a black crop top, I also really wanted a white one. And I looked on Reddit to see what people were saying is like not a sheer one, because as I had mentioned, I had the problem with the everyday t-shirt being pretty sheer and white. So I wanted to see what people said, and this was one of the top comments on a lot of those types of posts. So I went with this one, and it's like very lightly ribbed. Like those ribbings aren't clearly defined, so it's pretty subtle, but this seems like a really good basic t-shirt. Hopefully I didn't notice too much of sheerness when I tried it on. I'll look back at this video and see if it is kind of sheer, but for now I think I'm going to keep this. This seems like a really good staple piece and will match with obviously a lot of colors, and yeah, this seems like a good choice, and I'm happy that I picked this one up. And in terms of fit, I think this one hit me like below the belly button. I liked how this fit. So let's move into sleeveless tops. And the first one we have here is the TnAction tnabutter muscle tank in the color deep taupe, and I got the size small. So not sure how this is picking up on camera, but in the light it looks kind of like a light brown, almost mauve-y color. And I have this in black, white, and a red color, so I just wanted to add on to this collection because I really love the butter line as well, similar to the contour line stuff. So to me, this is just a really great tank for the summertime. I like how it's cut kind of in a modest way. The neckline isn't too deep. It's like not too deep on the shoulders and armpits. So yeah, really like this one. It's a color that I don't really have anything of in now, but I think it'll match a lot with other colors. So again, this one's like, you could wear it like post-workout. You could potentially wear it to a workout. It reminds me a lot of the contour line. Just it's not double lined, I think. It's just like a nice sporty material. So definitely recommend trying something from this collection if you haven't already. Okay, and final piece from the short sleeves. This is the Babaton Sculpt Knit Mockneck Tank in the color black, and I picked this up in a size small. Sculpt knit tanks were one of the first items that I ever bought from ARITZIA, and then I was like hooked from that point on. It was like the scoop neck tank was one of my first purchases, and ever since I just didn't stop shopping there, I guess. I only have one in a black and a white, and then like a silver color for the classic cut ones, and then I think I have another one in gray, like more of a muscle tank. But then I just thought the mock neck was kind of interesting. I think you could like dress it up or down in the winter or the summer. You could like layer it in the winter, but in the summer it can kind of just be a standalone piece. I think it could look a little more formal, which I like, and I really liked it on. Again, it had that like modest covering in the shoulders and armpit, and it's just like a really nice thick material, kind of sweater like, and definitely ribbed. I guess my only complaint is that the mock neck parts, or the neck portion of the piece, is a little tight, but that's not really the end of the world. It just makes it a little difficult to pull it over your head, so you just want to make sure like your hair and makeup is done before you do that, because it might get messed up. So let's move on to the final category, which is going to be pants and shorts. And we have one pair of pants here. This is the TNA ripcord pant in the color Fatigue, which is like a dark green, olivey green corduroy, and I got this in a size 4, which is typically my size in ARITZIA pants. I think I range from like a size 4 to a size 6, but I think I'm usually a 4. I was a little nervous picking these up because on the models the legs look a little wide, and it's maybe a little too wide leg for me. I don't like that like super loose cut where like you don't see any figure in the pants, but I think I was pleasantly surprised by how these actually fit. I enjoyed them a lot more than I thought I would, and in terms of length they fit me really well. I was also a little nervous about that because I'm 5'8", but thankfully ARITZIA tailors to more of a taller size, but I know that some of their items they have different lengths that you could pick from, but this wasn't one of them, so I'm really glad that this one fits lengthwise on me. I have to be kind of careful about that, but if you're curious, yes, it does seem like it'll fit like 5'8" to 5'9" maybe comfortably, and then you might have like a little bit of more of a cropped fit any taller than that. But happy with that. And then it feels like a really nice material. The only problem is that I think it runs a little big for a size 4. I definitely had a decent amount of gaping or gap in between, but I'm not going to exchange them because I kind of prefer that looser fit. I don't want to be like sucking in my stomach all day, and I think going down to a size 2 it would probably fit, but it might be a little too small for me. So just something to be aware of. I think these do run a little big, but I'm really excited to wear this in maybe later summer and early fall. And I think I like the corduroy. I think it's kind of a timeless material that sticks around. So finally moving on to shorts, we have here the Wilfred, the effortless 5-inch short. I got this in the size 4, again typically my normal size, in the color Bitter Sage, which is like a dark green, not as dark as the corduroy, obviously. It's kind of like a lighter foresty green. I'm not good at describing colors, obviously, but I picked these ones up because I kind of wanted like more of a formal pant. I feel like I have like a lot of jean shorts and then like comfy shorts with elastic waistbands, so I wanted something a little longer. So I think they also have a 3-inch version of this, but I went with the 5-inch one to make it more formal, quote unquote. In terms of shape, I'm not 100% in love with what's going on in the back. I think it's a bit of a looser fit, so it doesn't like complement your backside nicely, but that's kind of okay with me. I think this could be cute with like the black mock neck tank or just like a white t-shirt. I'll just have to figure out the right shoes to wear with them. I tried it with my new Blendstones and I didn't really like how that looked. I think it maybe needs like more of a formal shoe, so I'll have to figure that out, but I think I'm gonna hang on to these. I think they're like a nice colorful formal short. Okay, and then the final piece for today, in today's haul, we have the Wilfred Gelato 3-inch shorts. These are in size small, and I got the color Aspen. So kind of like a light mauve-y gray color going on here. And they have the elastic waistband, so that can be pretty forgiving if you're not sure of what size to pick out. And I was pleasantly surprised by the thickness of these. I think I was a little nervous that this lighter color would like show underwear lines, and I was wearing black underwear when I tried this on, but luckily I don't think that was peeking through, so pretty happy about that. It has like this crepey fabric that they promote on a lot of their things. It's literally very similar to this effortless fabric, and I think also the fabric of the classic like long length effortless pants, but I think this one also could be kind of more of a formal short, especially if you got it in like a 5-inch length if they carry that. But again, I think it would be cute with like a black or white top, and you could just dress it up or down for the summer. So that has been everything that I picked up for this year's summer ARITZIA clientele sale. Let me know if you have been eyeing any of these pieces, if you picked up anything for the sale, or if you have any items on your wish list. I'd love to know what you're looking at ARITZIA. It's always a fun site to browse. Stay tuned on this channel for my next ARITZIA haul, which will most likely be in fall of 2023, because like I said, I only shop there twice a year, so don't expect frequent hauls on this channel. But again, pretty much happy with mostly what I picked up. Just gonna return that one t-shirt that was unfortunately a little see-through. I normally make cleaning and lifestyle videos on a weekly basis, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're interested in seeing more from me, and I will see you in the next one.